All right, so now I made a video before, and it is one of my best performing videos for the last month. It's called Christian Zionism, Invention of Protestant Rebellion. Now, I want you to go watch that first. It is, it doesn't say how long it is, but you know, my videos aren't that long lately. There have been a couple of them that have been 40, 50 minutes. This one, well, I'm a little embarrassed. It's an hour and 2 minutes, but it's worth every minute, really, because it documents this. It documents the origins of Zionism from Protestants. The Jews didn't come up with it. The Protestants did. And that documents it. Now, this is a brief video here today, as you can see by the number down below. And that is that I just want to emphasize something. That we've talked a lot on this channel. First, I got to say that I'm not calling you to become a Catholic or an Orthodox or anything like that. No. All right? I'm not calling you to that. I was saved in the Missionary Baptist Church in Kentucky and baptized there. I also served in the Assemblies of God. I also served in the Church of God. So, and I've attended other churches according to where I've been, right? And right now I'm in the Piątidesiatnik in Ukraine, which is Pentecostal, okay? It's kind of like the Assemblies of God, but on steroids. Okay. Here's what I have to say is this, is that you'll hear on this channel criticism of the Protestant churches, criticism of Protestantism, criticism of Luther and Calvin and Darby. You will hear criticism here of the Reformed theologians. Even though I studied under one of the most famous Reformed theologians, J.I. Packer. Okay, he was my mentor and my supervisor in systematic theology at Regent College. Even though I am critical of the Protestant rebellion, which is what I call it, because it is literally a rebellion, and it falls under the false teacher category that Jude calls Korah's rebellion. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's what it is. Whatever good came out of it is a byproduct that, you know, something else, but the rebellion is the rebellion. It was a spiritual rebellion in the vein of Korah against Moses. We've got a 2-part video. I'll try to remember to put it up here on Korah's rebellion. That's really, really, really interesting, detailed and interesting, showing the family relationship between Korah and Moses and Aaron. All right, so anyway, back to the Protestants, right? One of the things here that I want you to realize is that according to Protestant theology, not all Protestants believe it, but many Protestants do, that Israel will reinstitute the animal sacrifices after building the 3rd temple on the mount. And at that point, the Antichrist will arise because of that. So now let me ask you this. Assuming you've watched that other video, you got to watch that so you understand. And if you don't watch it before, then watch it after. Okay, I will put a link in the description. Assuming that that is true and that's going to happen, that means it's the Protestants' fault. Because they're the ones who came up with the idea and gave it to the Jews. Serious. They gave that to the Jews in England, in Britain. And the Jews in Britain were against the idea. There were only a small group of them, and you'll learn that in the video. But it was the Protestants who came up with this idea and started propagating that. And that's what led to the Jews desiring to have the homeland and return to their homeland. And you say, well, that's fulfillment of prophecy. Perhaps. But if the prophecy is accurately interpreted that there will be a 3rd temple and there will be the animal sacrifices reinstituted, and out of that will come the Antichrist, then that means that it's the Protestants' fault for the rise of the Antichrist. Absolutely. Just like it was Luther's fault for the 150 years of war that killed literally 1 out of 2 Germans. Half of Germany was killed because of Luther. And they celebrate him like he's the Christ. He is the national hero. I got to watch my back when I visit Germany because of things I've said against Luther. They're all true. Even Lutherans don't deny them. Germans might, but no, I don't think so. Anyway, keep that in mind, is that out of that Protestant rebellion, the Protestant so-called Reformation, came many, many, many evils. Not the least of which might be the Antichrist himself. But for sure, the rebuilding of the third temple and reinstituting of the animal sacrifices, if they do reinstitute this animal sacrifices, if they are able to rebuild the third temple, that those would happen only because the Protestants were able to convince the Jews to reestablish their homeland. And also, the Protestants are the ones who have propagated this interpretation of the prophecies. So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy that is a result of the Protestants. So, even if it were a prophecy that God did give and was going to happen, it has come through the Protestants. And as Jesus said, offenses must come, but woe to him through whom they come. Think about that. May the Lord bless you as you seek him with all your heart.